This random
podcast.
Welcome to this random podcast. I'm your host, Rick Sanchez.
And I'm Enzo.
And we want to start by saying Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo.
Feliz Ano Novo.
Feliz Ano Novo.
That's right.
That's Portuguese, right?
That is Portuguese, the best language in the world.
You know that in Spanish, that actually means Happy New Anus.
For you guys, it's ano?
Ano.
Oh, for us, it's anos.
Anos,
Like
right.
Yeah.
For
Anus.
us, año is year. Because we have that N with the weird thing.
Okay.
So for you guys, for us,
So you have
ano is anus.
a butthole transplant.
That's right. So happy new butthole, everybody. We definitely wanted to say Happy New Year's. We already got past 2021, and here comes 2022. And our question today is, what are New Year's resolutions that you have for 2022?
Right. And before we get into that, I just want to say I saw this meme on Facebook that 2022 sounds like 2022. You know, so like we're repeating 2020, so it's not a good thing.
2020 also.
Right. Yeah. So I hope we don't go that way, but
Well, maybe, because it was a good year for crypto.
I mean, that would be good.
I think that was good. The beginning of the year, everybody who jumped on board early got a good start.
Right.
So, all right. So do you want to talk about your resolutions, or you want to do a little bit of resolutions trivia? You know how much I like trivia.
Yeah. Wow, you got trivia for this too?
I do.
Yeah, let's start with the trivia.
All right. We'll make this short and brief. What's the number one New Year's resolution for people on average? What is the number one New Year's resolution for people?
Oh, get healthy?
Okay, that was close. I'll give you another crack because you were close.
Okay. Let's say exercise.
All right, man. You're just not giving me the answer because you're running right around it. But yes.
Okay. Get in shape.
Okay. Lose weight.
Okay.
So yeah, it was all synonymous, but yes. So lose weight is the number one. What percentage of people successfully achieve their New Year's resolutions? Now, this is an interesting one.
I don't know.
Like, what would you say on average? How many people actually follow through with the resolutions they write down in?
I'm gonna say, on average, maybe like 20%.
Well, 8% of people actually follow through.
In the United States.
I'm pretty sure this was taken in the U.S. Yes. Okay.
Wow.
Yep. So it looks like we promise ourselves a lot and we don't deliver. So, all right. Well, here's a good one. Are people in their 20s or 50s more likely to achieve their resolutions?
I would guess 20s.
And you guessed right. People in their 20s typically are more likely to follow with their resolutions. Man, what do we give up at 50 already?
I don't know. I think we're more like settled down with who we are. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to change. I'm 50.
Yeah, maybe.
But when you're 20, you're like, it's still like, oh, I got to do this better. So.
I would think that there's so many more options that, you're not, in your 20s, you're still not 100% sure what you want to be.
Right.
There's a lot of people still trying to
And there's also not a lot of stuff holding you down. Like, that sounds
in their
bad.
20s?
Well, that sounds bad. Like, family, kids, wife. Usually, you're just on your own. So you have more of that freedom to do whatever you want. Kind of.
Yeah, I honestly, that question surprised me.
Really?
Yeah. The answer, I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to be somebody in their 50s. Because in your 50s, you kind of ready to go, all right. This is kind of like my last shot. I have a little bit of energy left.
Yeah.
I got to get this right.
Okay.
In your 20s, I think you'd be more, I'm still trying to figure it out. I still got time. The clock there's still quite a bit of time on the clock. I'm going to run it out. I can even take a knee and I'll be good. In our case, we can't. So, all right. What percentage of Americans admit to falling asleep before midnight on New Year's Eve? I'll give you four options. What percentage admit that they fall asleep before New Year's Eve? 9%, 22%, 46%, 71%.
Oof. I don't know. Can you see those options again?
So the options are 9%, 22%, 46%, 71%.
I'm going to say 46.
The answer is 22% of people admit that they fall asleep. Do you usually stay up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Right. Yeah, I think, especially in the U.S., I would say it's harder to stay up because you guys don't have fireworks like we do in Brazil. Do you?
Oh no, they do. They do. The difference is it's not like 4th of July over here. Everybody does fireworks. Some people do.
Right.
You'll see people. There's always tents and whatnot, but usually fireworks are in a venue. They'll keep them, for New Year's at least. They'll keep them contained to a venue.
Right.
So you go somewhere and there's a lot of people. They show up and throw fireworks.
Yeah. In Brazil, no matter where you are.
Oh, absolutely.
Anywhere you are, you're gonna be like, there's so much fireworks, and even so, they can't take dogs outside on that day at all.
Oh, I think it's the day that most animals get lost.
Yeah, because they just freak out.
Of course,
it's like for over an hour. But yeah, so I don't want to go to bed like before midnight.
No, I don't go to bed on midnight on a regular day. So New Year's would not be the exception. All right. What is the diameter of the Times Square ball?
I don't know.
12 feet, 22 feet, 120 feet, 120 inches.
The second option.
22 feet?
Sure.
It was actually 12 feet.
Okay.
I actually thought it was bigger than that. But yeah, it's 12 feet diameter. All right, you only got a couple more. How many glasses of sparkling wine do Americans collectively consume during the holidays? Okay, this is a holiday question.
Okay.
Wow. Let's leave it. You know what? Let's skip this question. I wasn't even thinking of that one. Okay. In what year did America start recognizing January 1st as the first day of the year? This is a good one. You can take a guess on this. 1492, 1752, 1776, 1846.
1776. I don't know. I'm taking a shot.
It was B, 1752.
Okay.
It says the American colonies and England recognized January 1st as the first day of the year starting in 1752.
Well, why? So what was the first day of the year before that?
No idea.
They just didn't celebrate New Year's?
Probably not. They just probably went through.
Right.
I just, kind of just looped.
Yeah. And that's interesting.
It is. Okay. And here's your last one. How much confetti is dropped on Times Square at midnight?
A lot.
100 pounds, 1,000 pounds, a ton, or 10 tons?
Okay, first of all, 1,000 pounds and a ton is the same thing.
Well, that's what it says here. So.
Or is it though?
No,
because 1 ton is 1,000 kilos.
No, it's 1,000.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 1,000 kilos. No. Yeah, I was gonna say no. That's not right.
Okay. I don't know. It's pretty light. Confetti's light. So I don't know. A ton?
It is a ton. It says a ton of confetti. A ton of confetti. How much was there? There was a ton.
A ton of confetti, right?
It says 1 ton of confetti is dropped on the crowd at Times Square at midnight.
Okay.
All right.
I've never been. Have you ever been to New York on New Year's?
Oh no, I wanted to. I've been wanting to. I would imagine right now with COVID, it's got to be pretty ridiculous. But I wanted to when it was very crowded.
Yeah.
I thought it would be a cool experience.
Right.
The only thing is that people tell me who have gone, they say you have to get there super early. If you're not there on time, you won't even see Times Square. Because I believe there's a million people that would show up in Times Square and just kind of cram in there,
right?
Mosh pit style. And if you needed to pee, good luck. You might as well pee in your pants or hold it. It's got to be nuts. I'm sorry. I wanted to do it just once to kind of experience it. I thought, well, my kids get it, when they become adults, and then COVID hit, and then that's not going to happen. I don't really want to go to New York anytime soon.
Right.
But no, I've never been. I've been there when it's quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been to New York, right?
No.
Oh, you haven't been to New York?
No, I haven't been to New York.
At all?
At all.
Yeah, I don't know. If somebody from New York is listening, please send us a message and tell us what New York is like right now, because I wouldn't mind going. New York is a cool place to visit.
Right.
I don't think I'd live there if you paid me. But definitely to hang out.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, I remember last year when COVID was on the peak. New York looked like a post-apocalyptic city. It was just weird.
Yeah, it did look very ominous.
Right.
There was tumbleweeds should have been coming through the through the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I don't know, but once again, I do like to hang out. I like the diversity and the culture from New York, and it's very iconic. When you think of New Year's, you think of the Big Apple, you think of the ball drop, you think of New York, you think of Times Square. You know, you think of the concerts that they do, and to not have that was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and every night, what do? You turn the TV on, you watch the ball come down, and I mean, that's like what it always was for us.
Right.
So, all right. Well, what resolutions do you have for this year? Or what have you had in the past? Give me a good resolution that you've had in the past.
That I've had in the past.
That maybe you stuck to, or you didn't stick to, but you're like, man, this is a good resolution for this coming year.
I don't really think I kept any of them.
All right, but just one that you set yourself, you know? You may not have kept it, but you might have been like, I definitely want to do this.
I've had like a goal that was get shredded.
Okay. Like shredded cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'd say I kept it for maybe 3 months.
Okay.
So I was actually doing pretty good. And that was, I think that was last year. Yeah, because I remember I was getting pretty good shape. Mm-hmm. And then quarantine hit. And so I stopped going to the gym and just started eating a lot. So I was bulking, right? To then like lean out. But because I just got stuck at home, I just got fat. You know, I just got like big and chunky.
That was 2020 for a lot of people.
Yeah, like I gained muscle, but I didn't lean out. But I can't think of anything weird. I'm sure I've said myself something like weird or stupid for a New Year's resolution, but I can't remember any. Do you recall?
No, not weird. I haven't said anything weird. I was thinking, what have I said that was unusual? I don't think I've picked. I know when I was younger, I always thought that I had a superpower when I was a kid.
Okay.
You know, I was like, I read too many comic books as a child, and I was probably like 12, 13. And you would listen to like, oh, this is my resolution, this is my resolution. And I always thought like a superpower was something you developed. Like you had it and then you just had to like train it. And I remember one year I guess that is weird.
Yeah.
One year I would intentionally look at objects and try to move them.
Oh, so you wanted to develop the force?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to be able to do this someday. Then, you know, thank God life kicks in and you forget that you're not going to be moving objects with your mind. So you grow up and you keep moving through. But one thing that I know that I set up as a resolution, which was, it was years ago. It was probably like 10 years ago. I thought I'm going to be more patient.
Okay.
You know, patience is something, at least for me, it's not natural. I kind of lose my patience real quick with people. I don't explain things that much, and I expect everybody to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel that.
So, yeah, that's definitely one that...
Have you gotten better at it?
I think so. You know, it's time. I believe that with all resolutions, the key is just, you know, stick with it.
Right. All right, so let me ask you this. Do you agree with the idea of New Year's resolutions?
I don't like the cliche of, oh, here's a resolution, I'm going to write them down this year, because unfortunately most people do fail at them. And the issue is, an example, people are like, I'm going to lose weight, but I'm going to wait until after Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. I'm going to slam the whole table in my face, and then I'm going to try to lose weight in a month. And when they don't see a lot of progress happening in January, February, it's not really kicking in, or progress is not as fast as they thought, they give up.
Right.
So I like the idea of being introspective and saying, what do I need to change in my life? Or what do I need to be better at? Or what I want to do? I think that's very healthy. Yeah.
I do like the idea. I think it wasn't a show that I watched. I think How I Met Your Mother. That the narrator, he says something like, the magic of New Year's is that you get to start over. You know? And I agree with that part. I do not agree with the idea that you have to wait up. Like, for example, you missed. Let's say you kind of messed up and you want to start over, but it's like July. So it's like, okay, I'm going to wait until the end of the year.
To start again.
Yeah. I don't like that.
No, and yeah, to drive the point was, you know, it's a great idea, but we wait and we put a time frame. And, you know, even what you said is more of an extreme thought, because if you think of July, month 7 of the year, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to change, but I'm going to wait until December. You're not going to make it to December. There's a good chance that you might even forget about your resolution, and B, you might not be alive.
Yeah.
You know, we take life for granted. Like, oh, dude, you're going to live until you're this age.
Right.
You have no idea until when you're going to be alive. So will you even make it to that resolution? You know, when you
Right.
could have made that change before.